And today I'm going to talk about Equifax journey into the cloud transformation and the challenges in the privileged access management in the public cloud, as we call it, Cloud PAM. So next slide, please. Thank you. So a brief introduction and background about Equifax. Equifax is a global data analytics and a technology company. We have operations across 27 countries. We were founded in 1899, and we are one of the top 3 consumer reporting agencies. We not only provide consumer report to our customers, but we provide important analytics and get important financial data to our hands in our customers so that they can make important financial decisions. So a couple of years back, Equifax went through a data security and a cloud technology transformation. It was a 3-year transformation. We spent around about $1.25 billion. And we are envisioning this cloud transformation to make Equifax an industry leader in security. Now, we are doing this not only because of compliance reasons, but because this is the right thing to do for our customers and also to the global economy. And we have a cloud native approach where all our IT applications, which are on our on-premise legacy data centers, are being moved into the public cloud in a cloud native way. They are using the cloud native APIs, and they are scaled well so that we can provide meaningful and fast customer data to our customers. So next slide, please. Thank you. So as we go into the cloud transformation, Equifax realizes the importance of having an innovative approach to security. And there are stats which tell us that the global public market is growing threefold in another 3 years. By 2023, it will be threefold from what it is now. Majority of the companies are in some shape or form in public cloud, and majority of the IT experts and enterprises fear data protection and compliance in public clouds, and hence they are a little hesitant to move their infrastructure, applications, and services into the public cloud. Not to mention, 2/3 of the market is for public cloud is through the 3 major providers, which is GCP, AWS, and Azure. At Equifax, we embrace all clouds. We embrace a multi-cloud approach. However, GCP is our go-to platform for our cloud transformation. So all our applications, newer applications, critical applications are moving into GCP at a very rapid pace. So we realize as we go through our cloud transformation that we are in need of identity and access management controls, specifically privileged access management, so that we can ensure that our privileged accounts, our accesses, and our associated entitlements are properly identified, they are secured, they are managed, and they are monitored. And that too in a multi-cloud environment, because we can't have our approach in a silo for a single cloud. You have to think through all the controls which you put are consistent across identities, across multi-cloud environment. So as we approach that, next slide, please. I want to touch base on a couple of challenges which we thought through. So our approach was, when we are going into the multi-cloud in a cloud environment, what are the various challenges? What are the various requirements that we would have to meet as per security and to confirm to the compliance and regulatory bodies? And what would be our approach to such journey into the public cloud? So some of the challenges on the public cloud is to ability to detect and protect and monitor the privileged accounts. If you do not know what your identities are, if you don't know if you cannot differentiate your human identities from the non-human identities or the federated identities for that matter, which may not reside in your public cloud and may reside in a SaaS or a separate directory, you lose that ability to monitor and protect your privileged accounts. So you have to have a robust tools and processes to identify those privileged accounts and have them managed in a proper way. The other challenges we faced in the public cloud are long-standing privileges, right? In a traditional infrastructure or in a traditional identity management tool, you tend to give your access through AD groups, perhaps, and those are static, persistent access, which live through the life of it, and those are exploitable and can be exploited by a malicious actor. So you have to limit your privileges for a very limited duration, and you also should not have excessive privileges. You cannot have over privileges for a particular user. As an example, a misconfigured WAF and a malicious insider on a public cloud can cause a massive security data breach, and has happened in the past. So you have to limit those over privileges which are there and exist in the public cloud. And this all boils down to the lack of governance which you need to have. You need to identify what your identities have access to, what are those entitlements, how they are mapped, and how you control them. So there should be a proper IAM PAM governance in the public cloud. And to add to that, you need to have a control which spans across multi-cloud. You cannot be specifically to a particular cloud provider, because their roles and their infrastructure services and APIs are different, and you have different challenges in different multi-cloud. So all these challenges are very specific and unique to the public cloud, and it is a uphill task to look at all these attack vectors and challenges and put controls around it. Next slide, please. Thank you. As I mentioned, the challenges. Once we identify those challenges, we wanted to see what are the requirements which will solve our IAM controls. So we wanted to get into the tools and processes which will help us getting those PAM controls in the public cloud. So one of the critical things is we wanted to have PAM as a service. We didn't want our infrastructure to be a burden, because we don't want to manage the services and the infrastructure behind it and do patching and have a lot of overhead. So one of the critical things is manage the controls, and you manage the controls in a SaaS environment. Also, you have to identify all your privileged access and how those privileged access are accessed in the public cloud. For example, in a public cloud, it's not that server access. You have access through APIs. You have access through the console. So you have to have different mechanisms of putting in controls, multiple controls in some scenarios, and monitor the activity through those access channels. And you need to have a mindset of risk reduction. It's impossible to have foolproof security, but if you identify these access points, you can reduce the risk, and thus you can minimize the attack surface. And in order to have governance, you need to have a converged PAM or identity governance or an IDM platform which can interoperate with each other. This is very important because you need to have a idea of what your identities, be human or non-human identities, are, and how they are accessed, and how the entitlements are granted, etc. One of the major challenges other than that would be the DevOps. you have your CI/CD pipelines, your GitHub repositories, your containers. All those are attack vectors, and you have to have access controls around them without limiting the developer velocity. You have to balance security with providing flexibility to your developers. And public cloud provides a lot of native cloud IAM capabilities. You should leverage the native cloud IAM capabilities and try to integrate and merge those with the vendor tools. Having one vendor tool will not solve your problem in the public cloud. And as I said, you need to have tools and processes, but there are other complementary tools, such as you can do cloud control through a cloud security posture management tool or a cloud compliance tool. These tools give you an overarching view of the misconfigurations in cloud IAM and help you create a consolidated view of what accesses you need to control and how you can control it. So with all these considerations in mind, Equifax chose Saviynt as their PAM and IDM solutions for the Google Cloud Platform. Now, what good features about Saviynt we like was the convergence of PAM as well as IGA in one particular platform, have that as a service, and also the product which was built very specifically for public cloud, which was cloud native. It uses all the cloud APIs, have webhooks, etc., which are very important and can be integrated into an IDM platform. So Saviynt, by deploying Saviynt and utilizing the default GCP connector, we were able to correlate and aggregate around 96,000 accounts and around 700 entitlements in the Google Cloud Platform. So based on that, we have converged all those accounts and entitlements into the platform and provided the required PAM and IGA capabilities inside one tool. So in the next slide, I'm going to tell you the approach that we took in making through this journey. Next slide, please. Thank you. So as I said, once we identified what those attack vectors are, the challenges are, what our requirements were, and when we had the right tools and processes, the first thing was we were able to identify the privileged accounts, and we were able to control the console access. We were able to control the compute engine access, which are VM access, the databases access, and also some DevOps accesses. We were able to utilize the native capability of GCP, such as Stackdriver and Cloud Function, and merge that with Saviynt's tool to have an automatic dynamic event-based discovery of the VMs as well as the accounts. And also, we utilized our cloud compliance tools, and you can also utilize your default native cloud entitlement analyzers, like Google has that policy analyzer, AWS has its IAM analyzer, and you can discover all these IAM access roles, and you can know what the user has access to what. So we were able to do that a great discovery, as I said, event-based discovery through the Saviynt's auto discovery processes. And then once we discovered all these accounts, as I said, you have to have a mindset of risk reduction. So in order to prevent long-lasting privileges, we employed just-in-time credential-less access for console access to the GCP consoles, and as well as to SSH and the databases access. We also vaulted all the privileged credentials in Saviynt's vault, and also have a Bastion gateway through which we do the session management of the end users. Now, these Bastion gateways are deployed on microservices, Kubernetes clusters. They use the native cloud scalability, which we don't get in the on the on-prem and the legacy PAM products. Also, one of the ways to reduce the risk is to grant access to the users through roles and entitlements and go through an approval workflow. Now, as I said, since Saviynt has the converged IGA platform, we were able to mine the roles, the GCP roles, and bring them up for entitlement access, which goes through multi-level approvals, so that you know what the user has access and it is granted the right way. Other things which we were able to resolve was the securing the DevOps channel, right? And I would say it all boils down to the secret management, right? You have your CI/CD pipelines, you have your Git repositories. Those have hard-coded credentials which need to be managed. These are privileged credentials. And secrets management is not just vaulting of the accounts, but it's also management of those accounts, have an authorized based access. So when we manage the secrets, we have an authorization flow which provides access to only the folks who are authorized and owner approves it. So that not only provides auditing capabilities, but also you can report when an auditor comes in on compliance as to how you manage your secrets. And not last but not the least, there are other native cloud solutions for secret managers, like GCP has its own secret manager and AWS has a secret manager. You can utilize them if you don't have any compliance regulatory requirements which you're not concerned about. But it's better than not having any solution. So secure your DevOps channels through managing those hard-coded credentials into a vault in a public cloud. And important thing in public cloud is to have a zero trust model. So you don't trust insider and outsider. Everything has to be granted through an access approval mechanism, and we do that utilizing the native. We have a least privilege model where we utilize the native cloud IAM GCP roles and abstract them, as I said, through the connector, and show the abstract and grant the smallest role to the user. So the user does not have over privileges. We know exactly what role we have the IAM roles which are abstracted from the GCP into Saviynt, and the user uses a entitlement request and an approval model to get access to those roles. You also have you have SOD violations through which you limit the access of a particular user. For example, we have an SOD policy where users cannot have access into production period, but for some reasons they may need emergency access. So we were able to create entitlements such that certain set of authorized users can request a firecall entitlement for a time-based limit, and then that access gets removed automatically once the time elapses. So you have those least privilege zero trust model, which you get when you are using a converged platform of IGA and PAM, and that is very important in a public cloud. And the identity of governance, the lifecycle management of all identities, be it a human identity or a non-human identity, maybe it's a service account, all those get correlated, and you can get a good governance around your identities of what they have access, when those access were granted, and you can also review those access through access certification. Last but not the least, in a governance, for having an effective governance, you need to go outside your tools and have processes wherein your enterprise should adopt a process outside which goes through a security advisement and where there are architectural reviews. So we are tightly coupled for all our IAM controls into that enterprise security advisement policies. So overall gives you overall IAM governance and security governance. The maturity of PAM in a public cloud the next level of maturity is threat-based analytics. You can have toxic entitlement which a user should not have, and you can grant or score them based on the risk. If a user has access to a console across AWS and GCP and also has access to the databases, so those kind of entitlements can be termed as toxic entitlements, which increases the risk of a user. So you can do risk scoring and have some analytics which all these tools provide, and get the risk of what the user can or cannot do. Also, your analytics should include a proper report and also send those analytic logs into a SIEM so that your countermeasures or your SOC team can build cases out of it. So these are some of the things which we have done in our GCP environment. And we plan to do the same things in our other public cloud environments. And hope this this gave you an overview of what we have gone through the journey. And we are constantly looking for new opportunities on improving our PAM capabilities and IAM capabilities overall, and we are constantly maturing on the security aspect of it. So that's pretty much it, and hopefully this gives you an insight of what our journey was through the cloud transformation, as well as our cloud PAM journey at Equifax. Thank you.